Hey guys, I ignore the lines on the screen. I can't fix them. I can't think about them. I'm backing up soon. Hopefully see me okay. Not the greatest, but we're just gonna work with it for now. And sorry, I was eating spicy chicken tenders from Bojangles. But for today's video, wait, let's try that. That works better. Here we go. But for today's video, I want to do some more tips and things that I really tips and things that is great for people who are kind of just trying to become a pop star and things like that. Just some fun tips that I learned or have helped me, or just things that I feel like is good to know. Make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on those post notifications. One of them, this one is something that I feel like people sometimes just don't do. And it kind of is annoying, which is find your thing. What I mean by that is find something that's obvious about you that is different from everyone else. That makes you stand out. Because being a pop star, the whole point of it is you gotta stand out. That's kind of a big part of it. And that's why secretly I have been really wanting to do something that I will probably do sometime. I don't really know, which is to completely dye my hair. I want to get some more splat hair dye and dye it pink and purple because that seems really cool. That seems really cool to dye my hair pink and purple. And I tried doing that before, but it messed up, and the reasoning that messed up was because of the fact that I followed the instructions, basically it gives you a bottle, and you have to and a packet of powder, and you have to put the powder into the bottle, and then you gotta fill it up with water, and then you gotta put the cap on, shake it, and that makes the bleach to bleach your hair. And so what happened was that it worked on the top part of my hair, but not the bottom part, because I didn't shake it all the way, and so the bottom part was just powder, pretty much. It was basically just powder, and it did nothing. But that seemed like something fun, and it seems like something fun. And that's kind of the one tip that I have for being a pop star. I want to share that tip, but I kind of want to chat with you some more because chatting is fun, and I like chatting with you. Right now, I'm on level 178 on Waffle Smash, which is really fun. But I'm enjoying life right now. I literally right now, I'm Bella coming yesterday, because to watch yesterday's video, Bella surprised me. She's not in the video, but I talked about it, and the reasoning was because she was only going to be here for a short period of time, and and I didn't want to all of a sudden be oh, we should film a video. I didn't want to force her in any way, and I wasn't going to, so and I just want to hang out with Bella because Bella is literally one of my best friends ever, and I really like Bella. I really like Bella partly because I'm the type of person where I'm a dancer. I'm training to be a pop star, and with that comes not a ton of time for friends. And I choose not to have a ton of friends. That's what I choose, and that works. And it's not me being like, oh, I don't want to have friends. Like, it's not me being like, oh, like, friends and interrupt it and all of this. It's because I especially, like, I try not to make, originally my plan was never to make any, like, dance friends. But that plan went down the drain. That happened, and that's okay, like, because, and the reason that plan went down the drain was because I met Eva, who is incredible, and then I met her through Zoom Worldwide, and then soon then I'm like, okay, Eva's gonna be the only one. And then I met Linnea. Actually, I kind of met Linnea, like, a long period before that. But then, and I, like, would watch her on Zoom sometimes and be like, oh, she's a good dancer, like that, like, and then I went like, you know what? I'm just gonna see if she wants to be friends. And it worked out. It worked out really well. And that's the difference between my experience with Linnea and my experience with Eva, was that Linnea I actually watched on Zoom sometimes. But, like, I watched Linnea on Zoom sometimes, and I thought, oh, she's a good dancer. And then, but with Eva, it was a different story. That with Eva, it was kind of like her first Zoom class that I knew of, or like my first time really seeing her. And like before I even really saw her dance, I immediately just went like, this girl seemed kind of younger, like she's definitely on the younger side. I don't know exactly how old she is, but I know she's on the younger side. She looks on the younger side, like, I wouldn't think more than, like, maybe 10 or 11 at most, but I could be wrong. I don't know, like, because she kind of looks kind of around Bella's age, is what I'm gonna say. I don't know if that's true or not, but, you know, and that's okay. Like, at least if I'm wrong on this and she's older, or at least she, like, it's kind of a compliment because I think she looks younger, you know, like, but if she's older, that's still amazing. Like, whatever, it's amazing. But with her, I kind of, like, immediately saw that she seemed a little younger, and I, like, saw her do a little bit of, like, a warm-up and stuff before, like, class started, and immediately I'm like, something just seemed unique about her. I don't know if it was her looks, because she looked very fun to be around. I didn't know if it was the fact that she's just another dancer, or someone in my situation, kind of like, training to be a pop star. I didn't know if she was, like, I didn't know what it was, but something seemed different, and, like, instantly something just clicked, and I was like, I'm just gonna see if she wants to be friends. And then what happened was, I put in the chat directed towards her, but I didn't, like, direct it towards her in the chat so anyone could see it. And I went like, do you want, like, oh, wait, how it started? We actually had a conversation before that. So, I put in the chat, like, I got my point sheet because it was, like, my first week on point. Like, my first dance class on point, and I said something about how I, like, got my point. It might have been another week. Something about point shoes. I know that. Something about point shoes and my point shoes. Like, I think it was week 1. I could be wrong. It was, like, one of the beginning weeks. And I put in the chat, either, like, got my point shoes or, like, I'm doing good on point. I think it was I'm doing good on point or something. I don't remember. And she replied to it and went like, wait, are we supposed to be on point? And I'm like, I know, but I am. Like, because it's optional. If you choose to be on point, then you can. If you choose not to, then that's great. Like, whatever you choose, they really don't care. And as long as you're being careful and safe, then they don't care, because safety first. And then, and I was like kind of at the beginning stages of learning point because I'm not used to it, because the difference between point and not being on point is regularly if they say like do a releve, then you just go up on your feet a little bit. Like you go, sorry if you get grossed out by feet. You go on this part of your foot. Or my feet are kind of dirty. Ignore that. I was like, I didn't take a bath today, okay? Like, but on this upper part of your feet, like, kind of from, like, this part up. And you never want to be on releve on your pinky toe. That pinky toe shouldn't be on the ground. And you primarily don't want your toe next to your pinky toe to be on the ground. And so, basically, kind of like the thing is, so that's kind of how it started, was like off of that conversation. And then I'm like, I don't remember exactly. I don't remember if we had the conversation or not, but something how I like asked like what her name was or something. I don't think that happened though. I'm not sure. I can't remember because this was a while ago. I remember the important parts of it. I don't remember the whole detail. But I don't think that happened. I'm not sure though. If it did, and if Eva's watching this and it did happen, and then she's like, oh yeah, it did happen. Like, sorry if you like are annoyed or mad that I forgot if it did happen. I don't know. Then, but I know that like finally, only I like put in the chat. I'm like, hey, do you want to be friends? Like directed towards her. I like specifically like said like her name Eva or something. I think I said, hey Eva, do you want to be friends or something? And then she replied to that, and that yeah. Or like, no, I think it was either yeah. I feel like it was yes. I think it was yes. It was either yeah or yes. One of them. Or like what I mean is either yay or yes. Like one of. And then I think it was yes though. And then. Yeah, it was yes. And then I'm like, do you have an Instagram? Here's mine. And I like put my Instagram name, Lolly _4_ Ember. Actually, I think, let me think here first. Nope, I'm wrong on that. For a second, I thought it was when it was Andy _4_ Ever_. But I realized nope, it was, yeah, because I started dancing after I was able to say Lolly. And I, like, stuck with the Instagram username, like, the Andy one for, like, a little bit, and then I changed it. And so, like, that happened, and she, like, gave me her Instagram name, then, like, after then class started. And I'm like, I just made a friend, that's exciting. And truth was, I didn't actually say anything to anyone. But what happened was, then class started, and our ballet teacher was like, oh, we have and looked at him and like, oh, that's great. like she was talking about this, and I'm like, yeah. Because here's the thing, that was like my first time, not joking, my first time ever, like very first time ever, that I actually like tried to make a friend. That like didn't actually like just naturally happen. Like I feel like with all of my friends, it's always been like either like I'll like meet them or something, and then I won't like directly say like, hey, like let's be friends, and it just always naturally happens. And it gets to the point where like it never like said official at first, but then later or we just start saying, oh, we're friends, like without even asking each other. It's just like it happens naturally. So that was like my first time like actually like trying, because up to that point I like never really like, if I made friends, great, I was fine with that. I love my friends. But if I didn't, I was perfectly fine either way. Like, I didn't really care because that's the type of person I am. Then basically what happened was from that point, like, it was great, and then like class was over and I went on Instagram because I was gonna like start following her, like do that following my friend situation, and I realized she already was following me, and then it like just worked out, and then not joking, I think it was either that night or like the next day, like I literally just DM'd her like, hey, like, and it just kicked off. And then finally, actually that week, I did acro with Abby, and the funny thing was, wait, it was my second week on point. It was my second week because I'm now realizing, I think that my, like, feet it was the week of, like, peeled skin, blood, mess. Like, my feet was literally, like, not joking, I'm gonna show you again, like, right here on, like, this toe. It had, like, a spot of peeled skin that was also bleeding a little bit. It had spots throughout, like, my toe, and, like, my feet literally just had so many spots of, like, the peeled skin. Some of them were kind of bleeding. My other foot wasn't too bad. My left foot was fine. Like, it wasn't too bad. My right foot, like, and to the point where it was so bad that I didn't tape, but I, like, took and put a bunch of Band-Aids on my feet because I'm like, this is bad. And so it was a thing, and I had, like, not joking, I had, like, a Band-Aid across. Then I had one kind of near the side, and then I had one connecting from the back. Like, it was Band-Aids all over my feet, and I had to, like, walk on my heels that entire day, and that day I was, like, wearing, like, tennis shoes, and I, like, had a doctor's appointment, and so we, like, got to the doctor's appointment, and it was really weird, because no one could, like, fully tell that I was walking on my heel, but I was, and then it was a mess, and then it was a mess, and it just kind of, like, became a bigger problem than a solution situation. Then it became a problem. And so, yeah, it was, like, not very fun. And then and we just kind of like became friends. And that Friday I did an acro class, which was actually kind of hard to do because like whenever my like toes or like my foot would really rub against the like carpet or the dance mat or something, it would burn like really bad. Then and it took like 2 weeks for it to fully like heal and stuff. But then I logged on and I was logged on early, and then my parents had saw someone with the name Eva, my like dance friend, one of them, and then was logged on and they're like, oh, who's that? And I'm like, I kind of just played off and like, you know. Like, I just kind of played it off almost like I didn't fully know, but I, like, actually knew. And it wasn't, they actually found out about that day or something or soon. And it just kicked off from there. We were going to make a music video together at one point, but then things happened and, like, basically won't happen. But it's not guaranteed that it won't happen. It's just, like, for now, it's probably not going to happen. And it became a thing, and it was like amazing because it was just like an amazing friendship that you're, and that's why I wanted today's video to, is that like this year I realized a lot's happened. A lot of great. Peace out.